Hey everyone, I am super excited to get started this year. I know that we've had a very long March break or COVIDcation, as my younger one would say. I'm hoping that you are looking forward to coming back as well. I know that there's a lot of anxiety and perhaps excitement. So wherever you're at, I know that we're going to have a great year. We're going to persevere and we are going to do great things. Just wanted to go over a few things before we get started tomorrow. Just want to go over a few things regarding our homepage, and hopefully you've had some time to do some of that Brightspace tutorial. So what you're going to want to do is go to hdsbelearningontario.ca, and that will take you to a landing page. And this page is sort of like the entry to your school. When you go to the waffle up here, it will take you to the courses that you are registered in. Now, before you go any further in entering those courses, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have enabled the G Drive. So somewhere on this page down the right-hand side, you're going to enable the G Drive so that you have access to your emails and your Google Drive. Really important that you do that. Then what you're going to do is we're going to go to our course code. So that is SCH4U, or in my other courses, SCH3U, whatever one applies to you. Then what you're going to do is you're going to see that we have a homepage, and this is our homepage where I've got a bunch of links at the top that will take you to some important information. And I also have a news feed. So I'm going to go over a few things that are going to happen this week and just some reminders for you. So let's take a look here. We've got an introductory video, which is this one here, where I'm going to go over a few things with you. I want to remind you that course 2, which is in our case, the chemistry for you, will be starting the week of September 14th in class. So if you are cohort A, you are in class face-to-face with me Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week, and cohort B will be in class on Thursday and Friday face-to-face. The rest of you who are not face-to-face are required to attend virtually, and I'll show you how that is done in a moment. Okay. Now, a couple of other things that you might want to do is you want to go up to this icon here where you'll see your name and go to notifications. And you may want to load this Pulse app from the Apple Store or the Google Play into your phone. It will allow notifications to come to you directly, and you can actually access the course through that way as well. Just make sure that you register your phone here, okay? The other thing that I want to ask you to do is to make sure that you have proper materials so that you are good to go. So I always recommend having one of these notebooks, and this is where you're going to keep track of your notes virtually and in class. So any like key definitions and concepts. And I'd also recommend you getting a small 3-ring binder in order to keep any loose sheets that you want to print and do that way and keep on hand. I would also suggest that you go to your Google Drive and you set up a new folder, just as I am doing here. And I would call this whatever course it is for the year. And I would create 4 separate folders. So I've got that within this drive. So folder 1, folder 2, there are going to be 5 units. Okay, so what I would do is I would just keep any downloads organized that way so they're easy to find. That's my next suggestion to you. Then what I would do is I would want you to sort of take a look at these icons above. So when you go to the content section, you're going to see that there are some introductory things that I have already uploaded for you to take a look at. There's a course introduction, so we can go over a few of these things tomorrow as well, but by all means, go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to go through some safety training. In terms of navigating Brightspace, we're not going to spend too much time. That's what this video is for. What I want you to also do is to download some of this phone scanning software. And so if you happen to have an Android, you want to download this app here. It's the Google Drive app, and that's going to enable you to scan all of your documents that you choose to do by hand, which a lot of people choose to do because they have to either draw molecules or do calculations, and they prefer to do that on paper. This will enable you to upload everything as one PDF document rather than having to take separate images. If you are an iPhone user, you'll want to go to the Apple Store and make sure that you have this Notes app. It might already be on your phone, and go through this little video tutorial that takes you through how to upload all of your documents as one, okay? Because it's really kind of irritating having to open like 12 different images when everything can be scanned as one document. The other thing that you need to do is you need to register for 2 accounts that we're going to be using as assessments and evaluation purposes. So there's the Khan Academy that you are going to want to register for, and there's our class code, and as well as this Gizmo Explore Learning simulation software. So please go to that tab, and if you can follow the instructions and do that ahead of time, that would be fantastic. Because we are going at such a fast pace, even though it's the same instructional time that we would have had over 20 weeks, an entire semester, we are focusing on 2 courses only per quadmester. And so we're going to be covering a lot of information in a shorter amount of time. So we have 10 weeks. So really you can think of what we would accomplish in 1 week in a regular semester. We're going to take 2 weeks worth of material, and that will now become 1 week's worth of material, okay? So we really do need to stay on top of things. We need to stay organized. That is the key. So we are going to be starting into module 1 tomorrow of organic chemistry, and you're going to see that there's going to be a lesson that's already been released. So these are the topics we're going to cover in module 1, which is about 1 week's worth of material. This is what we are going to be covering tomorrow, and it will indicate to you what our topics are for the day, where the lesson is going to be. So when we click on that lesson, you're going to see a presentation pop up. That will also indicate whether or not there are any worksheets or supporting documents. These documents are also found within the lesson. And then if there's any evaluation or assignment that you need to make sure is completed, that will be listed in this pink area here, okay? What will happen is when you are asked to do a discussion, we go up to this communication icon here, and there's this discussion tab, okay? And you're going to see that in this discussion tab, there's nothing listed as of yet. So one will be released tomorrow, and I'll show you how to add to that discussion, okay? You're also going to see emailing the teacher, and if you want to also see the class list, that will be visible to you, and you can email anybody there if you have any questions as well, okay? In terms of assessments, this is where we have a Dropbox and the quizzes. So the Dropbox is where you're going to be submitting assignments, and quiz icon is where you're going to be taking any quizzes or tests, and you can also keep track of your grades. So if I go to the Dropbox, okay, you're going to see that there is one assignment that is there, and it will tell you the due date, and it'll also indicate to you what mark you will have received once it's marked and so forth. The calendar can be accessed a couple of different ways on our homepage, or you can click here. What I like about the calendar is it really is a good way to keep on top of things. So you can see what is been assigned for the day, when things are due, and so forth, okay? And I also like that it lists these upcoming assignments, okay? So you can sort of keep track of your work that way. Couple of other things. No, I think that's pretty good. When you go to have to submit your first assignment, we can go back over that a little bit later on in the next day or two of how to go about doing that. But I think that's pretty much what I wanted you to know prior to coming in tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, cohort A is in for course 2, okay? Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And everybody, cohort A and B, whatever your course 1 is, that would be what you are doing in the afternoon virtually. So the times for our schooling is I should probably remind you, let me see if I can pull that up. So there we go. So we have announcements from 8:45 to 8:50. You're in school from 8:50 to 11:50. Your bus departure, or whether you're walking home or not, is 11:50 to 12:05. Lunch at home, and then your virtual learning block will be from 1:20 to 3:20. Okay, so I will see you guys all tomorrow, and looking forward to it. Oh, I should tell you actually how to log in virtually. Almost forgot. Very important thing for those of you who are at home. The virtual classroom icon, you're going to click on there, and you're going to see that there is a meeting that is scheduled for tomorrow at 8:35. What you will do is you will go into launch, and it will ask you to enter the meeting room. You will enter the meeting room. It's already logged in as you, as an HDSB student, so your name will automatically come up. It will ask you whether or not you want to display your face, your microphone, or whatever. I ask that you just remain muted, but if you feel comfortable displaying your face, that would be fantastic. When we're taking attendance, the idea is that I have to see your eyeballs. So it can't be your brother logging in. It can't be your mom logging in for you. You actually have to be present, and I have to see that you're present in order for me to mark you as so. So keep that in mind. And I think that's about it. It's going to ask you to, check your microphone. Yeah, so I look forward to seeing everyone, and please feel free to email me if you have any concerns about tomorrow. Take care.